All right, folks, special treat here for you today. We're going to be making some homemade carp bait that you can find from the grocery store. I know you can get a lot more ingredients from like your Tractor Supply store or, feed style store, but we're seeing what we can do tonight from our local Walmart. So let's get right into it. All right, here we go. Like I said, we're gonna head over to our local Walmart, see what we can get for some carp bait action, so stay tuned with us. All right, folks, Alan Ribble coming back at you for Ozark Mountain Outdoor Adventures. Super excited about this one. Today we're coming at you with some homemade carp bait. We've been doing a lot of research and we got a lot of fun in store ahead. So hopefully we can take this and have some success a little bit later in season. But first I want to just give a shout out to a few different channels. Like I said, I've been doing some research, and these are the channels that I feel like I gained the most knowledge from, and definitely they've got a ton of information on their channels. First one would be Catfish and Carp. He has a tremendous list of carp bait on there, and how to rig up these the rigs. We have Fish and Stuff. The guy has a ton of how-to and do-it-yourself fishing rigs, and also some great information on carp bait and Outside with Tom. It seemed like a very practical formula here, and I've kind of combined all three of these. So I don't know if you're new to fishing and just trying to get into it, or somehow you've missed these channels. Go ahead and check them out, because there is just a ton of information on their channels. We've also got some more how-to videos coming out here in the upcoming weeks. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to the YouTube channel. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it today, so stay tuned with us. All right, well, here is basically what I have for the ingredients. Like I said, basically just doing what we can from the grocery store. I know that you can do a little bit more from like a Tractor Supply store and that kind of outlet store, but we're just going what we got from the grocery store, basic ingredients. And I don't know if I'll use all of these, but kind of just grabbed everything while I was there in one trip. We've got some grits, white rice, 7-Up, shredded wheat. We got sweet whole kernel corn. I've also got some more sweet corn right here. But then we got shredded wheat, we got some corn flakes, we got some corn syrup, Kool-Aid, and some oatmeal. I think that's primarily what we're going to be using today to make this carp concoction. So let's get right into it. All right, folks, we're going to get right into it this evening. So we are a little bit redneck here, if you haven't already figured that out. But we are going to experiment a little bit, and I'm going to try and do a few different types of baits this evening, and hopefully we can come back at you a little bit later in the summer, tell you what worked best with what flavors and what conditions and those kind of things, and kind of give you a little bit of a follow-up after this video. But like I said, we're a little bit redneck, so we're just going to kind figure it out as we go. We're not going to do any measuring or those kind of things, and just really work with it till it feels right for us. So first off, the bait we're going to start with this evening is boilies. Traditionally, I've used dough bait in the past, or corn, or you know, those are primarily my two go-to carp baits. So really want to expand my horizons. And boilies, I mean, as soon as I got turned on to those, definitely was one that I was like, I gotta try this. It looks amazing. So the bad thing about boilies is that they are really expensive. They come pre-packaged, so you know, it's not something that you can find everywhere, and those kind of things. So making your own boilies is actually very beneficial, and again, you can customize it, find out what works best for you, and then go with it. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. So I've seen this now done a few different ways. You can use oatmeal, you can use corn flakes, but I think what we're going to use for our main ingredients going to be shredded wheat. Now I couldn't find the big shredded wheat, so I just went with the little minis. So all you got to do is just basically open up your cereal, and I don't think we're going to be using the whole bag, but just start crushing that up. What we don't use today, maybe we can use it a later time. And I had shredded wheat cravings the last 2 days waiting to make this carp bait. I guess I'm not eating any shredded wheat for breakfast. Well, that's starting to look pretty good here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, we're going to be spending quite a bit of time getting this into a bit of a dough. So, go ahead and put your desired amount in there. I'm going to try and make about half. Okay, just like that. Next thing you're going to need on this one here is 2 eggs. Drop your eggs in there. Okay, and so we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Really just start mixing that together. Alright, after you get your eggs in there, we're going to go ahead and get some cream style sweet corn. Now I do have some whole kernel corn as well. For this one, can of whole kernel as well. But we're going to just dump that all in there as well, in with your eggs. Start stirring that in, kneading that real good. Shredded wheat will start soaking all that up. Get that worked in a little bit. Add you in some flour. You'll likely have to add more as you go, so really just wanting to make a good paste. Sorry folks, I'm going to have to get in here and get serious about it. Add some more flour. Still pretty sticky, pretty wet. Okay. Be ready to make a good old mess for sure. Yeah, that's a little bit tougher for sure. And you can always add, you know, a little bit more liquid, like, you know, I got some 7-Up. You can add Kool-Aid. A pair of gloves would probably be nice also, folks, because I am making a sticky old mess here. Alright, well that is a bit of a process. I added something I added was some garlic powder, and oh yeah, it's just starting to smell right. It's still a little bit sticky, but I've added so much flour that I don't want to add any more, and I think once we get them boiled, it shouldn't matter too much. So the next step does also take a little bit of time. Basically, you're just making you up a bunch of little balls. You can vary in size depending on if you want to kind of weed out some of the smaller bait fish, trout or perch, whatever. Make them a little bit bigger for the catfish, and only catfish and carp kind of deal. But again, just a little bit of a process. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you about what I'm thinking about. Something just about like that. Want them to be big enough, not too big. And that'll take a little bit of time to make these balls up, so just get them all worked up. Look at those, look at those. Well, that is definitely a bit of a process, definitely prep involved. I think, I don't even know how many I have here, I lost count. But definitely way more than what probably I will need. I should be able to break this up into a couple different trips. But man, this is a lot more than what you would get if you was purchasing these boilies. So anyway, we still got a little bit of work to do. We're gonna get these on a rolling boil, let them go for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then there's a bit of a drying. But the cool thing about these is, they are disposable. So, you only have a certain amount of shelf life with them, but if you freeze them, they will last forever. So you can't leave them out, but you can break them into different size baggies, put them in the freezer, and be able to last you all summer. So we're going to go ahead and get the stove prepped. We're going to put these in for a little bit, and then we'll catch back up with you. See you in a bit. All right, looks like our water is starting to heat up here, so we're going to go ahead. It's not to a complete boil yet. We're going to get ahead of the game here and just, start adding them in. Probably should have done that a little sooner. All right, well, we're going to give that about, again, it wasn't to a complete boil, but you want to let it boil for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then pull them out, and then you can start to dry. There you have it. Went ahead and drain those off and get them right into our cookie sheet. They're pretty soft. I think my consistency was a little bit off. I'm not going to use the tongs. That'll work, just like that. Mine's kind of soft. It's okay. I don't think you can go wrong with them. And again, it's just a learning experience. I saved enough ingredients to make another batch. But look at all those. Kind of separate them a little bit so they're not touching. Corn's kind of exploded. Not sure what that means. If you know, let me know. Get down in the comments. And guys, hey, yeah, if you see something, if you know a better way to do something, hey, that's what we're here for, is to help one another learn. So if you see here where I can improve, or just have another way of doing things on these, I don't think you could go wrong. But I really am not familiar with the process. So if you see something here that can be improved upon, go ahead and get down in the comments, check it out, and kind of get a conversation started there on what we all can do better. So we're going to give this some time to dry, and then, like I said, stay tuned with us because we are going to be giving a follow-up on how this works. We're going to be doing some how-to carp rigs ahead, but I'm going to give this just a little bit of time and bag them up.